How y'all doing? We out here, chilling in the spot. What up? How y'all doing? We out here, chilling in the spot. What up? How y'all doing? We out here, chilling in the spot. How y'all doing? We out here, chilling in the spot. What up?
Hey, everybody out there. It's the Negro Rocker Podcast coming at you.
Right is right, wrong is wrong, though. You know what I'm saying?
And I noticed it at first, but I was like, okay, maybe that's just no big deal, whatever.
And I get that part too, but you know, hey, we still call it that part. Take ownership of that shit. Go get help and, you know, seek help for that shit and, you know, kind of correct your
They're politicking, rapping, shooting the breeze, trying to holler at a dame. Hope, you know, get something together for the weekend, whatever.
How y'all doing? We out here, chilling in the spot. What up?
It would be the volume of the conversations, though. It would be, I'm boisterous. You know what I'm saying? We get up in there and we just start doing us.
Just loud. Niggas just loud.
Hey, Twitter world. You know, I woke up this morning, they were talking about Michael Jackson's 10th anniversary of his death. Got me thinking about Michael. I met Michael, it seemed like 100 years ago. His family moved down the hill from me in Singapore. And I'd see him around. I actually got to be good friends with Jermaine. Years later, I was playing tennis in my backyard with a neighbor when he got word that his nephew was sent home from summer camp because they found out he had cancer, and I guess it had something to do with insurance, and they couldn't have him at the camp. He got a little upset and said, "Just we got to do something about this." So he came up with the idea. He called some of his friends. He was a celebrity. He called some of his friends. I called Michael. He was real hot there to see if he would help. And we got together to help in the beginning of Camp Good Times, a camp for kids with cancer. Now, I know there are probably many similar camps like that around the country now, and they probably would appreciate your donation. Anyway, years later, my house was under siege by the media, and I had somehow got out. I was staying at Don Olmeyer's house, and I was getting my kids on the weekends, and they would come up. Don had a great house, the late Don Olmeyer, I should say. He had a great house, but it was restrictive. Michael found out, he called me and said, "OJ, you got to take the kids up to Neverland Ranch. They love it." And I did. And it was wondrous. The kids would come up, they would bring some of their friends, and it was so great that I started bringing my adult friends up there. Michael was never there, but he always had gifts for the kids. My point is, I could never debate anybody about Michael Jackson. I didn't know enough about his private life to do that. What I do know is my experience with him is that he was a kind and generous soul. Rest in peace, Michael. Take care.
Hey, what's going on out there, y'all? Nigga Rockin' Podcast, I-70 Connect. We in the house. I am the KC Stork, and we have a wonderful episode for you. We got 10 meters in the house. We got the homie half of the Brothers of Doom, Joe Jeff, and we got a special guest. All the way from the dark continent of Africa. We got D. I don't know why I say
What's going on?
What's going on, Pimp?
How y'all doing?
Yeah.
Thank you for the platform. Good to be here. My pleasure.
Hey man, thanks, dog. It's been a long time coming. I know people have heard me mention you, so we can get some of your wit and wisdom added to the books.
I'm ignorant.
Yeah, I mean, we've been at this almost 30 plus years, nigga. So yeah, we little ratchet. But hey, man, good to see OJ in good health.
Great health.
Great health. Happy.
Hands look strong.
That nigga hands look real strong. It looks soft, like he been wearing gloves.
Hey, on that golf stroke, you think you got a slice?
Look at that grip, dog.
That grip, dog. Look at that hand. Hey, I like how he took that glove off right before he started recording.
I don't think that glove fit.
That glove don't fit.
Oh man,
I mean, it's
that's
not
the best
lost.
thing that ever happened to Twitter.
It's not lost on me that OJ basically told a story about fucking MJ helping a bunch of kids. It's not lost on me.
No, it's not. But it's also not lost on me that he could make a meal if he do some Jergens commercials or something.
Oh,
if he partner up with
Jergens?
and just use his hand, put his hand out there, him or Kawhi.
Kawhi.
Oh yeah, damn. Kawhi Leonard's ass. Hell yeah.
That nigga, he didn't get a deal with. He didn't get a deal with Hamburger Helper, nigga. Them big ass hands, nigga.
What? Be a new hand?
He that hand, nigga. Oh shit!
Hey, nigga,
Damn.
I'm looking at this shit. Hold up. They got the slow down on how this nigga dropped a glove in the golf cart, nigga.
I know. Hey, like one of the first responses is, but what about Michael Jackson liking kids' buttholes though? Oh man, it's so mean.
And it look, they made this nigga pull it off in the golf cart to a meme, nigga. They just switched it into where he in the Bronco afterwards.
Oh nigga. Nigga.
But then they gotta.
Wow.
They got another one where he pull off and run over the golfer, nigga.
Oh nigga.
It's like a random ass golfer.
Oh nigga, why they got Curiosity in the cat?
Oh yeah, that's nice. Curiosity the cat.
Oh, nah. These white people ain't gonna never let OJ sleep, dog.
Nigga, how did Twitter exist before OJ got off?
Hey,
Nigga?
This white man over, nigga. Look at this shit. Oh shit, dog. I love Twitter.
Yes.
Oh.
The glove didn't fit.
Niggas and internet, I love you.
Anyway, oh man. Ooh. Oh shit, everyone named Michael reading this tweet just sweating. OJ coming to your house, boy. Woo. Anyway, let's go around, man. Hey, since Damon,
That is the treasure, though.
yeah, it's just treasure. Hey, he is a national treasure, dog. Oh damn, they got the OJ head on Michael Myers with a knife.
Hey man. Here go one. Hey OJ, real OJ 32. You and Michael were both smooth criminals.
Caddy, dog. Why they so mad at
Allegedly.
OJ? Allegedly.
Damn, did he?
Smooth criminal.
Alright, so as we do on here, man, since this is your first time on, D, we go around, we do our check-in. So what's going good with you, pimp?
Everything's good. Just staying cool in this hot weather we got going on in the high 90s. I feel like I'm back in Texas again.
Ooh.
I was in Texas last week, but everything's good. I'm living.
You down there doing some of that slave duty?
Yeah, I was.
For Brenda K.
Yeah. 5 different washing powders and everything. Yeah.
They'll never know, dog. When we go back down there, dog, just film some of the stuff she had you doing. It's just pure comedy, dog. That day we literally took back it had to be like $400 worth of shit that she wanted to return one day that she had bought online, but she was like, I don't want none of it. So we loaded it all in the back of her truck and stood in line and returned every single item.
95-degree day.
Oh boy. So Brenda. 10 meters, what's going on, man?
Nothing much, man. I'm back in the old KC, burning up.
You back burning up? It's too hot.
Hell yes. Shoot, I swear to God, I thought I saw the devil in the motherfucker with some air conditioner. It was so hot.
Yeah, it's hot. It was.
That was me.
That was. Oh shit! And what's up with you, Joe?
Man, we celebrated my baby's 12th birthday today and yesterday.
Congrats.
So
now,
go ahead.
Now she's the one that dropped the hot fire on that last episode, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We going on a trip.
Going on a trip, dog.
First trip.
Going on a trip.
So, had them bars for you, boy. You don't even know.
Hot fire. Too hot. Well, that's good, man.
Yeah,
Tell
go
her
back,
happy
go back to the
birthday.
last episode and check that out. We
Yes,
went
sir.
to I Fly indoor skydiving.
Oh,
So,
how's that?
Yeah, I did that today, first time ever.
What you think?
Man, dude, they try to rip my arm out the socket.
Nigga, was Tyreek Hill your instructor, nigga?
I tell you, I like that.
Tyreek Hill, dog.
They make you sign a waiver to say, you know what I'm saying, make sure you ain't never had your arm, you know what I'm saying, knocked out the socket before. And I was like, you know, I clicked off and it ain't never happened to me, but I see why. Because, nigga, they put some torque on that bitch, man.
Ooh. Why so raw?
Nah, it was cool, though, man. It was like,
You might have to go opposite hand tonight, boy.
boy.
Stranger danger.
Stranger things.
I like to sit on my hand till it gets numb. And give myself
Ain't that like some new pussy, huh?
Dude,
Yeah. Look, that opposite hand is an extra 2 minutes, so that's like more intimate. You know,
More
the
intimate.
regular
There it
hand.
is, right there.
The regular hand
Look
is
yourself-
a good click.
you put a mirror up, so you look yourself in the eye. It makes you know it's really love. All
But
right,
yeah,
man,
that's
good.
what we did today, so.
That's good.
Yeah.
As far as your boy, had some shenanigans this week. The boys had a baseball game.
I saw that.
Okay.
Yeah. So I get a phone call from their mom, probably about close to 8 o'clock. Said that after the game, they was doing a little walkthrough, and one of the coaches decided that he was going to punch one of my sons in the arm and tell him to go back to the inner city.
Nigga, what?
Wait, hold on. Wait. See, I didn't see the punch. So he punched him?
He's saying he did. He's saying he went to dap him, and he accidentally hit him in the shoulder. Yeah, exactly.
What's the okay? That's fucked up all in itself. But hold up.
Yeah.
He told him to go back to the inner city. What?
Yeah, he told him to
Yeah,
go back
exactly.
to the inner city.
How the hell you gonna dap somebody after you done told this little kid to go back?
No.
to the city?
That came after. That came after to go
He
back
ain't
to
never
the,
been in the inner city.
He ain't. That's another thing. I was like, well, and on top of that, we can't go because all the white people buying up all the fucking
Is it
property.
just five? Just get ready to say that. Yeah.
Yeah, nigga, hey,
It's
They move-
gentrification like motherfucker.
I'm getting surrounded down here, bro.
Oh yeah, they coming. They coming for you, and they'll get you up out the paint. So yeah, so we,
They about to get me. They about to get me.
yeah, so we the lady, so I was cooking at the time, so I go, God damn it, I go put my shoes on, and Lady Lavender's in there. She's like, what's wrong? I'm like, tell her what happened. And I was like, well, you want to come? She's like, well, yeah. I'm so happy it was 30 minutes because they was way out of Fort Osage. I'm happy it was a 30-minute drive because they had been around the corner. I don't know what I would have done when I got there. I definitely don't know what I would have done if I had been there to witness it. But we get there, they have sequestered the coach somewhere, and I guess the park manager or the league manager, he's talking to T and her boyfriend. Because they're a little closer. So we get there, and he's like, well, he denies that it happened. He's saying that he went to dap him, and then your son turned, and he may accidentally grazed his shoulder. And I'm like, there's a lot of circumstantial shit happening. I'm like, so it just so happens the kid that he happened to accidentally hit in the shoulder because he was trying to dap him, he also told him to go back to the inner city. Oh, he denies that, too. I'm like, so you just saying my son made all this shit up? Today was the day my son, who's been playing baseball with this team for the last 2 or 3 years, today's the day that he decided to lie about a white man being racist.
Right.
And the guy's like, well, yeah, that does sound kind of weird. And I'm like, man, well, so what we gonna do? Because
So, like, what was going on in the game to precipitate this nigga?
Yeah.
like I said, I was at work, so I missed the game. But I guess the report was, this is baseball. It got a little chippy. Little chippy, some people bumped into each other. Kids, teenage boys with testosterone. Shit that adults shouldn't be getting into. Shouldn't be worrying about. Shit that the coaches should be trying to, keep an even hand. Calm down.
I think I get it. So boys being boys.
Right.
And then when the black boy do what the white boy would have did,
Yeah.
it's some inner city shit.
Yeah,
but if it had been two white boys, it'd have been boys being boys, huh?
And here's the plot twist. Them motherfuckers won. Nigga,
So the
take your
coach
win.
did the other thing?
Huh?
The coach was from the other team?
Yeah,
No.
the coach from the other team that's told him to go back to the inner city.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so what did their coach do?
Oh, that's and I'm glad. That's two things. First of all, he left Tahira there, or Tahira there by herself before me or her boyfriend got there. So you leave by three, the two boys and then their two friends that came to watch. All the, 4 black boys and this black woman out there in what was at that time a volatile situation. You left her out there by herself. And your ass, come to find out, once it all got done and got wrapped up, come to find out. So I was like, damn, not only is the coach not here, like, damn, what did he say about all this after I calmed down a little bit? Like, well, he said that it's just part of the game, it's racism. We gotta learn how to deal with it.
Oh, okay. Is he black or white?
White.
Okay, white man.
Okay.
Hey man. He might be right, nigga. Y'all might need to come home, man.
Just come on back.
Be right. Y'all might need to come on back. Come on back down here, man, to the core, bro.
Come on back to the inner
city for us, dog. It's white.
Nigga, it's still more black folks down here than white. They moving in, but we still got a foothold.
But see, the crazy thing about it is, at least Summit is getting to where Blue Springs was. It is. Like, it's not as bad, but we out there too. Like,
you know what? We all over the place. I mean, we everywhere.
They gonna push all you.
They don't get used to us.
They gonna give y'all
Exactly.
niggas a plot twist. They gonna push all you niggas out to Lee Summit, Blue Springs, and then privatize all the schools in the city.
That's what I'm saying, nigga. We need to come on back to the core and own our neighborhoods. And have our own home associations and just do for us. You know what I'm saying?
So you saying
for sure. But
so Joe, you saying separate but equal?
I'm not saying separate but equal, but I'm saying we need to have ours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there is something to be said about that for sure.
Yeah, it is.
Instead of jumping out there to the suburbs and being told by your coach, oh, that's part of the game.
Right.
Nigga, that shit would have had me fucking hot right there.
Dog, that was the thing. That was the thing that upset me. Like I said, the two things: him leaving his players out there in that fucked up situation, and then not only that, but saying, "Oh yeah, it's just part of the game. It's racism. Y'all gotta learn how to deal with it." Nigga, what? You been watching too much Jackie Robinson, nigga. Same 42. Oh, fuck that.
In what motherfucking sport, dog? Not in 2019.
And so to wrap it up, though,
he needs a talking to. I'm sorry.
I know to wrap it up though. So I will say that. So the dude who was trying to be the in between, the mediator. Because I'm not gonna lie, my biggest fear, I ain't gonna lie to us as black men, my biggest fear is I'm gonna get out there, and the police gonna be out there, and then what?
Yeah.
That was my biggest fear. So I was kind of happy the police hadn't got called yet. So I was trying to be on my best behavior, especially being out in fucking Fort Osage, to not get escalated to the point where police get called, right? Because we already out no man's land out in that motherfucker.
And homie gone already, so he probably already had to drop, like, oh, let's get ready to be some phone.
Yeah. So the dude who was trying to be the in-between mediator, he Samoan cat from Fort Osage, he like was like, man, I'm trying, I think some, from what I'm getting, he did something. I'm gonna call the president. He gave me the president's number, who was like the head of the leagues in Independence, Fort Osage area, and I was like, okay, I'll call him tomorrow. So as we walking out, he just comes running out of nowhere. Hey, don't go anywhere. The president's coming up here right now. He lives like 5 or 10 minutes away. He wants you guys here. He come up there, talk to us. He gets Xavier's side. That's who had to deal with the situation. He get his side of the story. He go talk to the coach. He come back. Not only is this motherfucker, and he sent me all the email traffic the next day. He banned, that coach is banned from any league, Independence, Fort Osage, in any league in Blue Springs. He cannot coach. He cannot be there at any of their facilities.
Damn. Man. And so there's some justice there, but I'm telling you what, I'd have something to say to my fucking coach. Especially with that email thread.
The boys.
The email thread and slap me in the fucking face with that shit. Like, that's part of the face.
You deal with that.
Motherfuckers out the game.
Oh, the boys never play this motherfucker ever again.
I don't know, fuck now, man.
That's already been determined. And then,
nigga, the Royals just built the new fucking field 2 blocks away from me, man.
Yeah.
That's what y'all need to. I mean, I don't know, man. I ain't gonna speak for y'all, man. Y'all playing baseball. They RBI. They revived baseball in the inner city, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Come on back down here with your people, man. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, I'm not a big fan of baseball, but for sure, I'm like, we need to find a black coach.
Y'all out here with all these goddamn Kevin Keitzman's trying to coach y'all.
Ooh. Hey, I like that segue. I like it. But to close that out, man, definitely, man, if you out there, if you coaching kids, man, stand up for these kids, man. Don't be up there telling fucking 14-year-old boys they gotta deal with some racism. Don't do that shit. Do not
Black,
do that
white,
shit.
or indifferent.
Yeah, don't do that shit. Stand up for your kids, man, because that is a part of the social contract. When I give you my kid, you're supposed to protect his ass. Right. That's part of the agreement, or her, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah.
Man, I'd have took that shit back to the president. What your coach said too, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'd took that to the president too.
You
man.
have to accept some racism. I mean,
deal with that too.
Right, no one should have to accept freaking racism in 2019.
I sure would have snitched on him.
Mm-hmm. Send a hot email. But yeah, I mean, it's still there. It's still there. I definitely now have the contact to the Blue Springs people. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Damn, nigga.
My bad. My bad for that. That's outside of that though. Life's been good.
Way to stay sane.
Hey, yeah, I'm trying to, bro. I'm trying to.
Hold on. Nigga talk about me like we try to have a fun episode. Joe always try to bring the real world shit.
Right.
This nigga brought the shit from home, nigga.
Hell yeah.
Hey.
That was fucking deep though, man.
Hey,
but you know what?
Tragic shit.
Real talk. Good thing about that is it could have been deeper.
Yeah, it could have been.
Yeah.
And really, honestly, if I had been there, not even if it was just whoever, it didn't have to be his kid. If I had been there and kind of seen or heard something like that, I would have said, man, where you going, man? You got to stay here. You got to be the last one to leave here. You the coach.
You the coach.
Bro.
You the captain, man. But I mean, captain's the last one off the boat, man. For real.
Yeah.
And okay, I close it out with the positive side. I did get to see, two people who the boys are not their children. They showed up. I mean, of course, that's Tyra's boyfriend, but he could have been like, that ain't my kid. I ain't got nothing to do with that shit. I ain't come out to the full age. And Lady Lavender, she could have been like, well, it's almost 8 o'clock. I'm going to bed. So shout out to them two for showing up and me mugging the fuck out of everybody.
For sure.
Everybody that walked by was it you? You know what I'm saying? Was it you? Did you hear what they said? Everybody was getting it, so I appreciate that shit.
Mm-hmm.
But as Joe alluded to, Kevin Keitzman, sports commentator, talk show host, piece of shit out here, A10 Sports, a station out here in Kansas City, Missouri. This is a big area out here that it covers as far as 8:10 a.m. Oh, excuse me, a little belching. Now it's crazy because I don't know, a lot of people may not know who he is prior to this report, but he's just a guy that just says some real crazy, wacky shit when it comes to specifically different major league players, also collegiate players. He always got his 2 cents to say about that shit, and a lot of times he goes way below the belt. Now,
shock jock. There we go.
Now, like me, I'm not. He's one of the bigger reasons I stopped listening to sports radio. Shit, like it's been a minute. Now I know D, you got a little more. We ain't got to get into it. A little more history and a little more knowledge about some of the fuck shit this dude has done.
Nah, we want to hear about that shit. Go ahead and drop it.
Well, I mean, it ain't. It's something about everybody. Like I can't really pinpoint and say this and that. I'm not. We all grown. I'm not getting ready to do all that. But this type of fuck shit right here, I've been seeing this type. This been coming. Like this is like in a long line of Whitlock, Hillman. This is what they do.
Whitlock.
Saran Petro. All of them. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, Whitlock and Keitzman used to go at each other. Like
no, they used
like
to go at each other, but before they went at each other, they were partners.
Yep, they were.
Well, they was on the same station together.
Yeah,
and like I think Whitlock had the AM show and didn't want to get up for the fucking AM show, and I think started probably grousing about this shit.
Whitlock was here for what, like about 10 years?
Probably more than that, wouldn't it?
Okay, so I'm gonna say
I don't know if he's on the radio that whole time, but he was. He probably was. With the paper.
He was writing with the paper for a hot minute.
Yeah.
Right. So here's what I'm saying. My insight goes as long as Whitlock was here, because as Bosco knows, he used to have a radio show, and I don't know if you were a long-standing listener of that. If you ever remember Woody Wood, Woody.
Oh, I don't know.
Woody used to call in the morning, Vitamin D and Woody and KC and all these boys. That was me. I was Vitamin D. Woody was our other partner, and they used to pay him $1,500 a week to just be on the phone and tell Whitlock what to talk about every morning.
Damn.
$15 a week, yo, to just sit by your phone, play the Dreamcast all morning, okay, and just tell the man what to talk about. This is what you talk about, man. And when he'll decide whether he talk about it or not, he done wrote stories. I mean, he was like kind of like the force behind it. Then when he gave him a call, it'd be different. Same thing with Keitzman. But I used to hang around these cats, man, like in their houses and different functions and stuff. And Keitzman was the only one that I never really got. I didn't like being around him, man. Like I didn't really like. I don't know. I didn't like that he was fake, man. Like, hey, fake. Hey, what's up, D? Just a fake, man. Just fakeness, man. I didn't like that, dog. I seen this type of fuck shit out of him.
I don't know, man. When Whitlock was in town, man, that nigga was a high sider too, man.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah, I didn't like.
Yeah, I hated everything that Whitlock said. Anytime he commented on like Chiefs, the Royals,
everything.
I was
Whitlock
anti Whitlock.
Every good seat that we went to for 10 years was on him.
Well, yeah.
See,
but that don't mean that I'm
trying to be contrarian. Yeah, he was out here trying to get motherfuckers riled up. You know
of course.
Yeah.
That was.
Well, I believe it.
Well,
what I'm saying is, when I saw him out out on Westport or wherever, you know what I'm saying, motherfucker act like he was too good to, acknowledge human beings. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right. Hey, I'm gonna tell you a quick story, real quick. It was a Thanksgiving, and he was crying and whining to Woody one day, the day after. He said, man, Woody, it was that night. He said, Woody, man, so what's going on? Man, my girl, he had a white girlfriend, right? Of course he did, of course. Okay?
Of course he did.
So it was Thanksgiving. His parents then came here from Indiana and everything. So he's sitting up 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. He mad because he 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning doing dishes while his white woman is in there asleep. Okay, I don't know about y'all, but if my parents and my mama done flew in and cooked food and all this type, you gonna get up with me and we gonna clean this kitchen together. You ain't gonna just be asleep and you ain't did nothing else. And he up and whining me, well, I'm up here doing this by myself. Cause you ain't got the balls to tell that woman to get her ass up and wash these damn dishes.
Help me.
Help me or don't help me, but you gonna get your ass up.
Yeah. You're gonna be a supporting cast member of this motherfucker.
Yeah, my mama.
Get your ass up.
But here's what I really want to know about. What's the intel on Keitzman with that?
That was big. That was a big story. That was. I'm surprised you don't remember that, man. That was coming from somewhere, maybe the station or something, and he got caught up. Maybe he was swerving or something. She was getting, the good old Hummer.
The Hummer.
And he got caught up, and that went up under the radar. But that was big time. I believe Keitzman got a divorce from his first wife. I believe he's been married twice, and I believe he got a divorce from his first wife. Now, don't quote me on this. Excuse me.
Now over that.
Of course, we can say that's a marriage, so I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah.
But I'm sure that played part into it. But I believe he's been married twice. He got a divorce a little bit behind that, after that. And that little girl was ugly. I remember Jefferson. She had her face was like the dude off of Miami Vice, the Mexican dude off of Miami Vice.
Not James Almost, nigga.
Not Edward James Almost, man.
Like Edward James Almost, nigga.
You had the chatter face, man.
Oh, come on, dog.
Fucking Swiss cheese out this bitch, yeah.
Oh, shit.
That was a big story, though, man. I'm shocked that he would even be doing something like that. Like that's what the first thing I brought up on Facebook. I mean, that was big. He flew up, he Teflon died when it came to that, amongst other things behind the scene. Just like Grunhard. when that Van Morris stuff came out.
Ooh,
that was a big time story. Grunhard kept talking about it was the fifth person. It was the fifth. I'm sorry, Keitzman kept talking about it's the fifth person. It's the fifth person. It was Grunhard.
Mm-hmm.
It was
he want to talk about Grunhard though, because that's the dude, huh?
They was boys at the time. He was working there too.
Yep. I mean, all that shit. I remember I had that little security gig back in the day. I was listening to that shit in the morning. And after a while, man, it just burned me out. Just burned me out. But let's go to what so what Keitzman said. The thing that got him in trouble is I guess he was on Between the Lines. He put it did not work out particularly. And he's talking about Andy Reid, the head coach for the Kansas City Chiefs. It did not work out particularly well in his family life, and that needs to be added to this as we were talking about the Chiefs. He wasn't real great at that either. He's had a lot of things go bad on him, family and players. He's not good at fixing people. Keitzman later denied that he was referring to Reid's son Garrett, who died in 2012 at the age of 29 of a heroin overdose. But listeners believed otherwise. That's some fuck shit right there. Talking about a man's son.
Right.
Who is dead.
Dude, I feel like look. I think that was the statement supposed to be this week.
The statement from who?
From Keitzman.
It was yesterday, I believe.
Yeah, he was on.
Like a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Dude, I promise you, I feel like I was driving the other day and he was talking about that exact same shit, man. Like when I think how Hill that story just been dragging out over time.
Right.
And I feel like, dude, like one of them other little times, like about a month ago when they were talking to Hill, I feel like that motherfucker said the same shit. He just didn't get the track. It just didn't get the traction. He was talking about, and that ain't the first time he compared the Hill situation to Andy Reid and his kid, man.
Joe, you are absolutely right. And I listen to Keitzman all the time. Even though I don't really like him, I have listened to him for the longest. He did. He has. This ain't the first time. Trust me, he has.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, man, that dude is so fucking. Like, he just so goddamn.
But do y'all think that warrants him to be fired, though?
Hell the fuck yeah.
Really?
Let me. I'll tell you what warrants him to be fired. Like you said, you listen to Keitzman. I listen to Keitzman just because. Here's the thing: when it comes to it's for those of you who don't know, it's two main sports talk radio stations in Kansas City: 610 and 810. And so I can't stand the early group on 610. Yeah. But I listen to the drive time, the 5 o'clock hour, let's say on 610.
Right.
I'm cool with the shit in the morning on 810, but when Keitzman on, I really don't like to listen to that motherfucker, so I got to switch over, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes you just forget. So you listen to 810 in the morning, you should just stuck on 810, so you listen to Keitzman in the afternoon when you're driving. And dude, that motherfucker's just so bitter about shit, man. He's so fucking Republican, man. It's crazy.
Well, see, here's my thing about this. I'm iffy because I'm with you on that, but at the same time, this Tyreek Hill makes you get bitter. Now everything else fine, okay, but hey, man, I'm not saying that I want them to pinpoint and do this, but listen, man, this done got to the point to where, come on, now I hear that they talking about an extension for the dude now.
No, they are talking about that.
Like, I mean, come on, listen, man, we cannot keep doing this because I hate to be like my boy Woody, and what about the Kaepernick stuff? But I mean, let's talk about it. Like, you can beat the snot out of a woman, you can break somebody, or you can know who did it to your child and won't say nothing. You can do all this, but if you dare talk about that dude that got shot 37 times in Torrance, California last 3 weeks ago, then you got to go. Marcus Peters, you got to get traded, okay? I don't get it, man. I'm kind of sick of it, yo.
Well, my thing is this. I'm not saying that this particular... Look, it's real fucked up when you're talking about another man's kid in regards to how well he can coach football. I mean, that shit ain't got shit to do with each other, and I think it's invasive. I think he need to be punished straight up. what killed his ass is the ill will, the seeds of discontent he done laid ever since the Whitlock era. All the bullshit he done said for 22 fucking years on the station.
Because niggas came out the woodwork when he got let go.
Because when he got in trouble, fucking Twitter went nuts.
Right.
And they were just coming down on his ass hard. And 610 was over there throwing shots too. That shit had me cracking up. They did a little segment where a nigga played a game and thought he was
right,
about
guys.
to win.
And what up, John Reed's staff?
But he kind of fell off at the end. It's like he was up. They was playing like a best of 7. Can he get it right or guess it wrong? You know what I'm saying? He got up 3-1 on some Golden State Cavs shit, and then fell off and failed the game. And he's like, "Oh man, I done fucked up." And so they asked him. They said, "Man, who had a worse day, you or the other guy?" It was the other guy, nigga. They motherfucking Keith. They didn't say Keitzman. They just said the other guy.
The other guy.
The other guy had a horrible day.
But you know, you see, they used to do that other station that same way. So I mean, I don't feel bad for none of them.
I don't know.
It is. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and he's good in retirement. Trust me.
Right.
Oh yeah, no, he's gonna be straight. Yeah,
because he's like a third owner of that station. So
I think they had to separate ways. So I'm sure they had to buy him out. So he probably straight. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna play his apology real quick. Hold on.
That's right, guys. And what a backlash it has been. There is still very real anger in Chiefs Kingdom over Keitzman's comment on Monday. Keitzman was arguing that Andy Reid struggles with discipline when it comes to players and family. Many assumed Keitzman was referring to one of Andy Reid's sons who died of a drug overdose in 2012. Tonight, Keitzman insists he was talking about Andy Reid's other son, who remains a coach on Reid's staff after many others were let go at the end of last season.
The headlines are, Kansas City sports radio host false Andy Reid and son's death. I'm like, what? You're kidding me.
Kevin Keitzman realizes there are a great many who will never believe his explanation.
It depends on what you're looking for. If you hate the guy on the radio, okay, and somebody tells you he took a shot at Andy and his late son, you're going to believe that. People don't get deep. They don't.
The trouble started on Monday. Keitzman making the case that Chiefs head coach Andy Reid has trouble with discipline when it comes to players and his family.
Discipline is not his thing. It did not work out particularly well in his family life. He's had a lot of things go bad on him. Family and players.
The website Awful Announcing pounced on the audio, assuming Keitzman was referencing Andy Reid's son, Garrett, who died of an overdose in 2012. Tonight, Keitzman is saying that's not what he meant. Keitzman insists he was referring to Britt Reid, a linebackers coach on the Chiefs staff.
The defensive staff was terrible. And we've had people call in and say, why is Britt Reid still on this staff? They gutted the whole thing. Why is Britt Reid still there? I don't have an answer. I can't tell people this. So this is in my head while I'm saying this. I said, his family's had some issues, and he's done that, and it's not working out real great.
Even so, the massive backlash forced 8:10 a.m. to take Keitzman off the air. Today, Keitzman said he's aiming to return to the airwaves on Friday, but very much wants to clear the air with the Chiefs and head coach Andy Reid.
I left it too vague. I was not specific enough. I didn't say Britt Reid.
And that's totally who you're thinking of.
Absolutely what I'm thinking. We just had a guy call in last week. We did 7 or 8 minutes on why is this guy still on the staff. I try at all costs.
You did.
Yeah, man, fuck him.
Bullshit. That's bullshit.
Lying motherfucker.
Nah, when I was listening to that shit last month, he was talking specifically about the son that OD, man. Nah, he's a lying ass, bro.
No, man. You know what? I mean, in this whole talks with the sports thing and everything, I mean, family should be off limits, man, for real. I mean, bottom line. I mean, Andy Reid, he had a traumatic experience with his son, OD and on heroin and everything like that. And that should be off limits, bottom fucking line. So Keitzman, eat a dick.
Yeah. I do hear what you're saying, D, as far as like the things that people choose to have passion about sometimes can drive you crazy and make you feel sick. I mean, this whole thing that he said, we're not trying to bring up the Kaepernick thing, but just what you see as far as just like the abuse when it comes to women, come to children. Shit, what's old boy that's tight end that just got
Grunt?
Not Grunt, the black dude.
Robinson. Winslow.
Yeah, Winslow. This nigga masturbating in the locker room and all kind of crazy shit and raping and molesting old women.
Wait, hey, one of these podcasts, we're gonna have a serious conversation about that whole story.
Hey, dog, you can't be jacking off in the locker room, and I don't say nothing.
I already had one.
Nah, nigga, let's get it. Gone, crap, gone,
Get
pop
it.
it out.
Get it. Get it.
I don't know. I kind of skimmed through it, but they said
Get
it was well known.
What's his name again? I forget his name.
Winslow.
Yeah,
Kevin Winslow, the third or the second or something, whatever. Said he was known, man, to play video games and to jack off whenever they was in the hotels, dog. In front of whomever, yo.
He didn't give a shit. Yeah, he didn't give a shit as to who he did it in front of, dog.
You had serious issues, bruh. If you just walking in the locker room or on your bench and you just sitting there just watching something on your phone and just really getting it, dog. Rubbing it out.
Like in front of anybody who
Anybody, bro.
See, at least, when I want to rub one out, man, I go to my room, close the door.
Yeah, bathroom.
Put the food lighting on and everything and just rub one out. But not in front of everybody, man. Come on.
Hey, man, he got the punter passing right in front of him, man.
Damn, you just gonna whip that shit out right now, bro? Damn.
Yeah,
you ain't no football player. Come here.
Let me tell you how to. Let me show you how to do this, boy. I'm showing you how to do. Oh, yeah, here we go. Well, I guess it's a report. It's a report. Report: Kevin Winslow II couldn't stop masturbating in front of his teammates. That's the headline, dog. And let's not, let's get it out of the way. Let's not make light of the fact the reason why he is in the headlight is because he has been he not only was the charge but has been found guilty of raping several women in the past 15 years.
You see right there?
Oh, he not milfs, huh? He get gilfs.
Not the guilt.
Oh, yeah. Stop.
Abort. Stop.
Raping gilts, dog.
Hold on, dog. I'm trying to. Yeah.
He's getting nasty.
I don't want your mama. What's your grandmama doing?
When pornography became widely available on mobile phones, he often watched it on his smartphone during meetings. The two during the meeting?
Nigga on a team meeting with
the two former teammates said nowadays such sites would be blocked by the building Wi-Fi. Teammates begged out of a shared hotel room assignment with Winslow because he watched pornography and masturbated openly with no regard for who was in the room. A teammate and the official said, "Come on, bro, we gotta fight. We gotta fight, nigga."
Fuck it, man.
He could count on having an empty seat next to him on any team flight due to his ritual of watching hardcore pornography on his portable DVD player. This nigga had the DVDs, nigga. According, that nigga said no Wi-Fi, no problem. According to those sources, on one occasion, an equipment manager tasked with delivering gear to lockers after hours walked in on Winslow, masturbating at his locker, 2 seats away from the entrance. Nigga just trying to do his job and put the new cleats for practice in front of the lockers, dog. This nigga in there getting it.
He should have stayed in the league longer, man. He should have been a much better receiver with them sticky fingers.
Sticky hands. They call him sticky paws.
Man, but what are y'all doing, man? What are y'all doing? Y'all walk into the room, man. He's sitting there, man, just outright, man, just getting it, man.
Hey, and I bet you that nigga didn't wear no headphones, dog. He just. Hey, dog, you don't get in the shower first? Nigga, you got it. You got all of it,
about
pimp.
5 minutes.
Let me see. So this is another one, dog. Kellen Winslow masturbating in Target parking lot.
Because nobody likes Walmart.
That motherfucker should have picked the damn Walmart parking lot. Not Target.
But this was in 2014, bro.
Golly. Fucking
How, man?
Yeah, he definitely might be an atheist like me because he is spilling his seed all over the motherfucking map.
Literally.
Why?
He ain't Catholic. Oh no.
Look, listen. As she exited her vehicle, she commented to the man regarding how cold it was. Listen to this nigga, man.
He stood near the open driver's side window of the Escalade. She observed the male's erect penis. She stated that she believed he was masturbating. He was masturbating.
How the fuck you masturbate in a parking lot with old women? Dog, I can't do that shit.
Yeah.
You need young women?
He gotta go.
You need young women? Cause you just said with old women, 10 meters.
Well, yeah. I mean, when I watch porn and everything, and I jack off in the privacy of my own bedroom.
Oh,
yeah,
okay. I thought you meant in parking lots. There's young women around. I'll just check.
Yeah. Not below 18 though.
Okay. Had to check your search history.
I do MILFs though. I do MILFs.
Okay, hold on now. You
have an IV by the
I'm good with MILFs. Some MILFs.
My bad, I'm in the belt.
In fact, I'm going to visit a MILF.
Hey, but we kind of touched on it. Kaepernick police fuckery.
That's a good segue. We kind of touched on it.
Yeah. Hold on, was that a joke? Is that a joke?
Not a touchstone. Police fuckery. There we go.
That double entendre.
Double entendre.
There we go. Illinois man, damn, that's a hell of a name for a nigga. Shaquille Dukes was arrested for allegedly stealing an IV after following his doctor's orders to take a walk outside the hospital.
He in the gown and everything, man.
He in the gown and he got the he just got the IV bag. He got the whole pump set.
With it.
The whole pump set, dog. Hold on, I'm trying to see.
Did he get shot? What's wrong with him?
Nah, I think the story read that he had an appendectomy.
Okay.
So he had his appendix removed. So then from there, I had that same shit, dog. Yeah, that's first day. The next day, once you get up walking around, that's a bitch.
Walking. That is true.
But you gotta walk, because if you don't walk,
you
gotta pass gas, and you gotta have pass gas, have a bowel movement, and then they have you do certain breathing exercises. You got certain landmarks you have to reach for the discharge you.
Right. And that's what he was trying. That's probably what he was trying to do. When you walk around,
walking around stimulates the gastric tract, and that way you'll fart, and you take a shit, and then they'll be okay, you can go.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So hold on, let's see this look at. Okay, so they turn the music off, so I'll fast forward a little bit. So at first when we started the video, so the first person is a security guard, and the man is trying to explain to him, hey man, the doctor told me to take a walk. I'm not stealing, blah, 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 blah. So, of course, instead of being a reasonable person with a cell phone who can call the unit that this man is probably on and say, hey, here's this guy with this band on his wrist still. There was a patient. Is this his IV pole? Did his doctor tell him to come and walk outside? What do we do? Do we call the doctor? No. We call the fucking police. So we go over to the next scene.
It's Cletus. This girl.
The doctor told me and
Professor.
That it's
around
how I'm saying this?
Yeah.
It's bullshit. I know this game way too much. Officer Moore, you just came here. Your tone is here. Okay. Excuse me.
So he's explaining himself. He flashes forward. Now we flash forward to him. They seem to have removed the IV from his hand or from his arm. There's no. I don't see a nurse present. I don't see any kind of medical person present that can be there to medically discharge the IV. It has to, usually either the IV goes bad or a doctor says you can pull it. That's how that happens. So now this man is now being handcuffed and arrested.
Okay. Up there, I just spoke to Jeff. Hey. And I give you permission to leave the hospital. But nobody said we're leaving. Okay, we're ready for the car. Well, you're on city property, not hospital property. He took me up hospital property.
Wow.
And if you didn't hear that, that's the setup right there. The security guard, so when the man was walking, he was on private property, the private property of the hospital. Therefore, in a small way, that gave that security guard the authority to stop him. The security guard then escorted him off of private property, the hospital property, and then called the police so they could intervene and then arrest this man.
Okay. A lot of this shit is all messed up from the get-go. First of all, the guy was on hospital property, and by doctor's orders, that means a physician, a licensed physician with license, certifications, and the knowledge of telling a patient that is under his care what to do in a situation, whether it be an appendectomy, heart surgery, or whatever, gave him an order to walk outside, to walk, and try to get his bowels or whatever needs to be stimulated, so that he can be discharged to go home to further his recovery. Yet, these overzealous security guards, and they're everywhere. Overzealous, I not call them overzealous security guards because they don't know what the fuck they're doing 90% of the time, especially with patients. Confronted this patient of a doctor that was just simply taking a walk outside, which is perfectly normal because I've seen it at the hospitals I used to work in. Take a walk outside and try to stimulate, some of the processes in order for him to go home so he can go home and recover better, instead of being in the hospital.
In my bad, I got two stories mixed up. So, Mr. Dukes, he was in the hospital for double pneumonia and asthma-related issues. It was on doctor's orders. I didn't get that part wrong. Doctor's orders to walk around a bit to remain on hospital grounds. And then we'll put the link up. You read later on, the security guard asked him to leave the property, probably under duress or whatever, threatening to have him arrested, and then called the police because now he's left hospital property and he was arrested for attempting to steal hospital property.
First of all, where the fuck did this security guard, I'm sorry, we're supposed to keep it clean. Where in the hell did this security guard come from with absolutely no common sense? He sees a patient with, hospital garb on, the hospital gown, an IV. He's apparently a patient of their hospital. So where's his common sense?
They don't have any. When it comes to black people, they lose it. I think this part is funny to me though. Freeport Police Lieutenant Andrew Schroeder rebutted Duke's version to a reporter and said officers got Duke's medical attention when they noticed he needed it. They take him back to the hospital?
Apparently.
Anyway.
Listen, I'm going to tell you, that would have been the nastiest arrest of their life. I would have peed and boo-booed and done every last thing possible.
God damn it. Why?
For them to pick out, man.
You shitting in the back of the Ford Explorer?
Man,
you damn right.
Right down,
hey.
Right there, man. That would have been the nastiest of their life, man. You want me, it's going to cost you.
Yeah.
But I know I'm saying it backwards, but all realness aside, y'all see that I was talking about my man's forehead right here in this picture.
Yeah, I was going to say, that was my next thing. I was going to talk about the niggas in forehead. God.
Ooh.
It look like
I'm not one to talk about foreheads.
It do look like a blue whale, though.
It do like he thinking of like he thinking of a master plan.
Look like Lupe.
Oh shit. Okay. Alright, it got serious here for a minute though, but we're gonna keep it moving though. Any of you brothers watch the I know you watched the debate, D.
I missed it.
You missed much.
So recap me. I know that one of the senators was getting into Joe Biden's ass because of him not supporting busing at one point.
Hold on,
and the way she was going at, it was Senator Kamala was going after Joe Biden, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, get it.
We're gonna play a little bit. Let's play a little bit.
Okay, great.
Yep.
Harris, Senator Harris, I'm so sorry. We will let all of you speak. Senator Harris.
Hey guys, you know what? America does not want to witness a food fight. They want to know how we're going to put food on their table.
Look at Joe. Good one.
I was 6 years old when a presidential candidate came to the California Democratic Convention and said, it's time to pass the torch to a new generation of Americans. That candidate was then Senator Joe Biden. He's still right today. If we're going to solve the issues of automation, pass the torch. If we're going to solve the issues of climate chaos.
Joe don't know what's going on, dog. Joe look high, nigga. How can nobody say it? We'll keep playing.
And I bet he's probably in the lead, though. Like, I mean, I don't particularly care for him, but I bet you he's probably going to, and when it's all said and done, just because the familiarity, say it for me.
Familiarity? Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Just based on that alone. I mean, because people that's lazy and don't really want to get out there, it don't matter. I just go with Biden because he rode with Obama.
Yeah, but he ain't gonna be. I feel you, and I think that scares me because I don't think he can beat Trump.
I don't think anybody up there can beat Trump.
That's a good point too. Let's play some more.
Pass the torch. If we're going to solve the issue of student loan debt, pass the torch.
Vice President, would you like to sing a torch song?
I would. I'm still holding on to that torch. As part of Joe's generation, I'm all for part of Joe's generation. Let me respond.
Before we move
the
on
issue, if I may say, is not generational.
Please.
The issue is not generational. The issue is who has the guts to take on Wall Street, to take on the fossil fuel industry, to take on the big money interests who have unbelievable influence over the economic and political life of this country.
On January 20th, 2021, if you are president, what specifically would you do with the thousands of people who try to reach the United States every day and want a better life through asylum?
I will ensure that this microphone that the President of the United States holds in her hand is used in a way that is about reflecting the values of our country.
I like Harris. I like Kamala Harris.
Yeah, like I said, I just can't see none of them.
But they're not going to beat Trump.
I think overall, if you look at it, just what I took out of it, she had a great debate. I think Mayor Pete, Senator Pete, whoever, Buttigieg. Buttigieg. I think he actually had one too. He was the mature guy. You know, he was quiet, and I don't like. I just don't understand how come they couldn't have 4 people a day and just took a whole 5-day week and had it, more sophisticated and more drawn out to where they can actually ask questions.
Right.
Yeah. I mean.
Well, see.
Go ahead.
I get the format that they chose in order for it to have the first debate is because there's so many candidates in the arena for the Democratic nomination that it's going to take a while before they sort through who is actually going to be qualified to represent the Democrats to go against Trump.
I feel that, but I hear what Damon is saying. You could have got the same thing with less people spread out over a week period, or even 3 or 4 day period.
I mean, I wish they would have done something like that. That way, we can actually hear, some of the opinions of the candidates a little bit better. communicate it, to the people. But
and sadly though, this format kind of speaks to our society of everybody just wants sound bites. Nobody wants to hear after you have to sit down, listen to, and what the hell is that?
And that's what's going to
understand what people are saying.
Yeah, and that's what's going to fuck up the Democrats because everybody, right now their agenda is to unseat Trump. They're not trying to actually, help what needs to be fixed in America, or kind of quell the racism that we are currently going through especially as minorities and as American citizens. They're not trying to fix that. They're trying to do, well, what can we do in order to unseat Trump? It's not hard. But the thing is, are you going to appeal to what Americans want? Are you going to appeal to health care? Are you going to appeal to the immigration problem?
You say it's not hard, but I think it's much more difficult than what you're saying to unseat Trump.
It is going to be difficult.
Because the racism is a part of it.
Well, I know the racism was a part of it. But at the same time, what is this candidate is going to do? What are they going to do to achieve these steps instead of just going after Trump? Because basically what I hear is everybody just trying to go after Trump, and his, racist policies and things like that. That's all I hear.
And to piggyback off what Stork said, everybody wants a soundbite and everything. That is scary because, like, nowadays, we all know this. If the media, and they usually do it, the media gets that narrative, and people that may not be as sharp as Damon, or maybe not, or maybe I'm not as sharp as other people about politics, that is scary because we won't get to know who that blonde-haired lady is that kept interrupting and who this other person is that kept talking about how she was in the war and this, that. We might not get to know these things and maybe special questions that they did not really ask. With 10 people up there, who can really get to these questions? Like, they need to have it to where it's 4 people up there, and then you can do it that way. That was garbage to me.
Yeah, it's organized chaos. I know that's there's no such thing, but it's basically you got 2 hours of motherfuckers just yelling at each other for the most part.
That's it. It's basically, everybody.
We can do that at a football game.
Exactly. But that's what everyone's agenda is everyone wants to unseat Trump, and I get it. Trump is not he's not right for America, but in their trials to try to unseat him, he's going to sneak right back in. While they're trying to figure shit out.
But the thing is, though,
right back in, and he's going to defeat the Democrats.
There are many people, though. There are people we work with who think that Trump is right for America, because a lot of the issues that we talk about that he did, especially because we keep hitting on the racism. But a lot of people, they don't care about that. What's my tax? What my taxes look like? Are my taxes lower? Because I don't give a fuck about these niggas. I don't give a fuck about these niggas. I don't give a fuck about these motherfuckers trying to cross the border. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Do I get a tax break?
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
Am I giving the government less money, only to turn around when I get older and ask them for more money for my health care?
You ain't gonna be there.
The bottom line is the bottom line.
Exactly.
Yeah, and we just a lot of people have, and none of the brothers on here have, but a lot of people unfortunately have bought into a bill of goods that America will never give them, and Trump is the fucking spokesperson for that.
Thank you. I agree wholeheartedly, and that's what he's doing.
Yeah, so,
well, see, and that's why they're going to have to come a little harder, not even a little harder, but like Ant was saying, man, they're going to have to talk about their agendas, not what the guy is up there doing and how he's this. We already know he's hell on earth, hell on wheels. We already know that.
We already know he's a piece of shit.
Exactly. So we don't need to keep going over that and hollering while we're doing it. Like, it's that, I'm going to have to do my own research, because if they're going to keep having debates like this, with 10 people up there, I'm cool on it, man. Give me about 4 or 5, man, per day or something, and we can figure it out.
Right.
And I know we keep talking about Kamala Harris. You see this headline, right? No, not surprising that the person who we keep talking about is like somebody that we like, a person of color, who have parents who are not what we call traditional Americans, and of course the birtherism is back.
Yeah.
They use the same playbook they use with Barack Obama.
With Obama. Mm-hmm.
And hopefully the racism is just enough that if she is on anyone's ticket, or if she is the head of a ticket, that they'll be ready for it this time.
Yeah. Listen, man, we are a joke.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's how we're looked upon. We are a joke, an out-of-shape joke at that.
Yep.
We are a joke.
Like these bastards talking about, I'm ready. I can't wait till I'm done with the military, because I ain't going nowhere to die for nobody that look like that bastard. I like y'all, but yeah, he can kiss my ass.
Yeah, really, because shit. I mean, as far as reality is, about this 2020 election that's coming up.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that whatever the Democrats bring forth, it's basically a waste of time for me. And the reason why I say this is because right now their agenda is skewed by the hatred of what the current seat, the current president is, what he represents. And I get that, as an American citizen, yes, I do. I hate, some of the stuff that he stands for, especially as a president, because he's not presidential to me. To me, he's not presidential. He doesn't even represent that position very well. But the caveat is he's going to win because the Democrats can't get it right. They can't get it right. They won't get it right, and they won't have enough backing to get it right. They won't have the support where, they can win the office to get it right. And that's
basically they're not presidential either.
No. All they see is, Trump is fucking up. We could just sweep on and just, kind of like casually grow into the position. No, it's not that simple. This man got in because he basically cheated his way in. And the way he did it was he did it through back channels, he did it through scheming, he did it through all these other avenues, and he had not only the financial support, but he also had the political support as well. He spoke the game. You
talking about Trump?
Yes, I'm talking about Trump.
I'm saying, you think about it, though, a lot of people who were like in politics, like talking about the Senate, the House, they didn't really fuck with him to begin with. They didn't. He kind of bullied his way in. So he built that groundswell from the bottom up. So he got all the whites who felt disenfranchised, who felt just because we lost a little bit here and there because that one black man, he got in with his black wife and his little nigga children all in the White House. So now the belief that everything is changing, because
they didn't want the woman.
Huh?
And they didn't want the woman.
Yeah. And
that was perfect. It was the perfect ingredients for him to run.
Yeah.
Because they knew, well, hell, Obama's out now. He can't run again. There's no way that Trump can lose. There was no way he could lose against
But I mean, that's kind of a revisionist history to me, because when Trump first started to run, we all laughed. A lot of people laughed. They thought it would never happen. a lot of people, especially as we got into with Hillary, when she was finally the person, you know, people, shit, MSNBC was popping champagne before all the votes came in, and you could, if you were watching the live viewing, at all them states was going red, nigga. Oh, it was like, oh, wait a minute.
I watched it unfold, and then I turned my damn TV. I turned my TV off at 11 o'clock.
Right.
Because I said, oh shit. That's exactly what I said. I said, oh shit. I can't believe this motherfucker is about to, and I'm sorry, podcast listeners, that I'm cussing, but I couldn't believe that this motherfucker was about to win. And I said that.
And the sad thing is that Obama, on the way out, told us all this was what's going to happen, because we have gotten lazy in some ways. Not people here on this podcast, because obviously we keep it ear to the street, but many people in America have gotten lazy. And have seemed to forgotten that you got to get up off your ass. You got to do a little research, and you got to not just vote every 4 years. You got to vote every 2 years.
Yes, it's every 2 years.
Because now you see what happened. The all the pieces have been put into play, and you look at how the Supreme Court is set up. That is a direct reflection of the midterm elections.
That's right. That's right, people.
No, I said Supreme. That said Supreme House or Supreme Court. I said Supreme Court. Supreme Court is set up. So you got Mitch McConnell, who dragged his feet and his fucking no chin having ass, and we didn't let
Well, hold on, quick. When was Kavanaugh was confirmed back in November?
No, I'm talking about when Obama tried to put what's the old boy's name? He tried to get in, and McConnell.
Merrick Garland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they drug their feet on that, and the Democrats allowed them to do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a simplistic way of saying it. Yeah, but pretty much that's what happened.
Yeah, they should have voted in the midterm too.
And let's not forget, Trump might get another one.
He'll get another four. You'll get another four.
No, I'm talking about another Supreme Court nominee.
Oh yeah, right.
Is it going to be another Republican stepping down, or is it going to be...
Shit, old girl got one more time to fall.
Who, Ginsburg?
Yeah, she one back sneeze away from death.
Yeah, she is.
I mean, let's keep it real, homie. I pray we wrap her ass in bubble wrap, or whatever we got to do. But she is a sneeze and a fall away from us having a very, 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 very one-sided Supreme Court.
Yeah. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Oh, welcome back.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. I mean, yeah. We speak in simple terms. We're not a political podcast. So yeah, it is much more complex than Mitch McConnell drug his feet, blah blah blah. But that's just the Cliff Note version, for lack of a better term, I guess. So.
Yeah, I mean. It's a lot of fake woke niggas running around talking about we ain't got to vote.
Yeah, a lot of fake woke niggas.
I hope you niggas die. Fucking syphilis.
No, I hope they wake up and go vote, nigga. We need them niggas to vote.
The avian flu and syphilis, motherfuckers. Get your black ass, especially you dirty, dusty ass niggas who haven't voted since Obama won the first election. Get your ass out there and vote. Shit.
Yeah. Obama ain't did enough for the black community. He didn't give us reparations.
I don't give a fuck. Get your ass out there and vote.
You really thought that was gonna happen? Okay, my nigga. Okay. Anyway.